Hey everyone, today we will be working with React Native and Typescript, and we will be creating a custom model component based on the model component of React Native. Basically to take advantage of the animations, the predefined animations that we can find there. The idea will be to style our custom model component according to our wishes so that you can reuse this component in your apps. Okay, so let's start. We have here blank app. So we will start to style our safe area view. Give it some styles here. So let's call it app in this case. And we will create a button to toggle our model. So yeah, we have a button. We need to import it. Safe area view is imported. Let's add some styles on the app. So we need to put here a flex one, an align content, not one, but center, and we will also do justify content center. So in that way, we can create our button in the middle. And for our button, we will give it a title to basically toggle, and let's say toggle model. And we will also have a non-press where we will call a function to toggle our model. So for now, let's create here some state. So we create open model, for example. Let's do open model. Then we do set open model as the convention. Let's do use set state and say that the state for now is false. We want it to be in the beginning to be not showing. So let's update our imports, and onPress will basically be a function which calls our set open model with the value true. So when we click on the button, we want to open the model. Let's take a look into our simulators. So this is toggle model. Toggle model for now doesn't work, doesn't do anything. Okay, and inside the app, I will create a components folder where I will create our custom model TSX. And this custom model, we will borrow some code from app. So this one, we will do custom model, and here the same. And we can remove the states, also our content and the styles. So there's no need for that. And in this one, I want to start by using the model component from React Native. And the idea will be to import it here and create our model inside. We will need a couple of views because I want to create a blurred, not a blurred, but grayed out background, as we typically see this in the models. I want to put the content in the center or in the top or in the bottom. So let's see. And I need to add the content, so the text, for example, and now I will create a button. Of course, you could create a more dynamic model, custom model, and name it differently, of course, but where you could then also just add text or buttons. For example, you could have two buttons for a different type of model, and you just pass in different flags to know that which kind of model you want, and then you build it from there, which is really cool. So the model itself will be there, the React Native one, just to give us some properties. So the visible one, so this one is visible and is also transparent. So we don't want backgrounds from this one. And the other thing that we want to do is to give some styles, but this time we will give the styles to the views in the animation type. And this animation type, you can take a look inside, can be none, slide, fade, or undefined. So we will provide now just an hard-coded value, but we will put it there differently. For now, let's do just slide, and here I will provide some styles. being styles modal. Then in this one, I will provide styles also styles dot modal content wrapper. And in this one, I will give you styles and I will provide styles dot content or modal content. Modal content. Okay, cool. So now, okay, in the modal, we can start to style. So flex one, and then let's give it a background color. And this one, I want to do it with a little black with some opacity. So basically the idea here is to create the blurred, the grayed out or blacked out layer, right? Or background. So for example, 03. And we are good in this regard. So now we can do modal content wrapper. And in this one, we will say also flex one because we want to cover the whole thing. And then we will have the modal content. So this is now what we want to start styling. So the modal content will have a background color, and this one will be white. So then we will have some margins and some paddings. So let's do margin margin vertical, and here we can say the margin vertical can be 16. Let's also do margin horizontal, and we can also do 16. I think it's fine. We can also do some paddings. So padding, and maybe let's do also 16 so we can use this one. And here we can simplify and just use margins and click, oops, margin, margin. Okay, cool. And this one is a comma. So we have the white background, the margins, and let's do some border radius so that it's yeah, similar to what we typically see in a model. So I will say 50. Let's see. So okay, cool. Let me import this one, the view. Let me remove safe area view because this is just a component and not not a screen, so we don't need the safe area view. We have the view styles view. Then let's add also text, and let's add button. Oh, button is already there. So let's give a title to the button. Let's see, this one we can say close, for example. And in the text, I want to do, let's see, I want to give some text from the props. So let's do custom model props will be custom model props. So now we need to create an interface. And this one will be, we'll start to have text, which it will be a string. Let's do, maybe we could also do button title or button text and pass it through the props also would be nice. And here, of course, we want to do destructure these and say text, and then button button text, and we will destructure that from the custom model props. Okay, cool. So instead of close here, we want to pass the text, the button text. And in this text, we want to pass the text. Okay, cool. Yes. Okay, so the styles. What are the problems with the styles? View, props, blah, blah, blah. Styles. Oh, wait, not styles. This is just style. And we are good. So now we need also to do on close, right? This should be a function, and this should be called when we close these, when we click this button. So let's add it here. So we have an on press, and here we will pass. Let's call on close, so that someone that is passing the on close will be notified, and then they can do whatever they want with the state. And so then they can say, okay, there it's visible or it's not visible. That's one thing that we want. We have the text, the button text. Now probably we also want to do, we have already the modal visible. And now the idea will be to do visible. So visible, which will be passed from here. Visible. Okay, wait. Yes, exactly. Visible. And now I think I can even do this. So visible, and then here we should pass our visible. Okay, cool. So now we are using this, but we need here indeed to pass it inside the props. So define a boolean, and we should be able to see something if we start using the custom model here on our screen. So let's do it. Custom model, and then close it. And now let's check what we can pass. So some custom model props. We will pass the text. We can say my custom model. Cool. And then button text. And here we should pass close. Okay. And we also want to pass some other things. So one of them is the visible, which will be our state, right? So the open model. So it's visible when it's opened, and it's not visible when it's not. And there is something else which I'm forgetting, which is on close. On close, it's also needed. So on close, let's call a function which will be the on close, and that one we can define here. So on close, we can say set open model to false. Okay, cool. So now, so now we can do this, and we should already be able to see something there. Let's see. So we have the toggle model, and we have cool. So my custom model close, and it's slide because we are using the model slide animation. If I close, then it goes away. Cool. If I do this, same. Close, goes away. Okay. Okay, cool. So now what I want to do is to also pass into our custom model. I also want to pass this animation type. So let's do animation type, this one will be a string. And now I can pass it here. So animation type, and in the props I can also say animation type. So now we will be able to pass an animation type. Now we are saying that it's a string. So let's take a look into the type, and we know that this is the type that they accept. So let's do the same in our case. And now we are reusing it. So the only things that we can pass to our custom model is the same thing. So let's go to app, and now we need to pass in also the animation type, and we will say for now slide. Then we will check what we can do there. But yeah, so the animation type is there. Cool. So on the custom model, what I want to also do is I want to create the custom model, but I want to already give it some properties, a position property, so that we can place it in the top, in the middle, or in the bottom. I don't know if the bottom is, if it makes sense, but maybe I will give it there. So I will say position. And this is nice because now we can also create another interface called model position. And we will say, or maybe not an interface, let's do it in num, because we just want top, we want center, and we want bottom. Cool. With these three things, we can say that our custom model position, so let's better, and here we can do this. Okay, now we have the position. So the idea will be to pass that also to the props here. So I will say position. Yes. Okay. Okay, cool. We want to pass the position, and the idea will be to pass. So the model is responsible for putting the background, which maybe it's too dark, by the way. But the thing is that we want to style it here and style the position in this one. So here I can say get position, and I will call that function. So I will create here a function which we will say get position, and we will create the function. So now we can get our position, the one inside, right, the props, and say if it's equal to custom model position dot top, for example, we want to send you or return an object, and that object will be one which will say top and then 25%. Okay, so that's one of the things that we want to do. And again, we also want to do position else if, sorry. So else if, because we have three positions, equals to custom model position dot center. We will want to return another object. We want to do justify content, and we will say center. And the other one is if the position is bottom, right? We will want to say that we want the top, so we want return a top with 75%. So now what we can also do is do else, and then we don't want return nothing, so undefined, even though we are protected because the custom model position needs to be there, so we can even remove this. Okay. So if we have that, we should be able to get it from this get position. And what's the problem in here? So, okay, yeah. Say style prop view style. And now we probably need to update. Okay, cool. And what's the problem in here now? So we have a function which returns a style prop view style. Okay, we forgot to add this one here to close the function. So, oops, too much, I think. And this one also. Okay, cool. So now we can call the get position, and depending on the position that you pass, you will have a different model position. Let's take a look. So now let's use it here. So now we have text, button text, visible, and then let's see animation type and then position. And this position will be the custom, okay, probably with not like this, and here we will pass custom model position, and by the way we need to export it, and here we can say custom model position dot and then top. Okay, so let's see, import custom and here position, and this is not correct. So now we have everything. So we can pass an animation type, we can pass the position, we have on close, visible, button text, and text. So all of these you can custom model, you can specify. Let's take a look. So if I toggle, this is 25% of the screen. If I close, okay, cool. Again, the same. I don't like the borders. Let's make it a little bit different. So on the custom model, probably this is too much. So let's say 15. And let's check. Yeah, much better now. So now we have to toggle and we have the text, close, and the same here. Okay, cool. And now the good thing is that you can change the animations. So let's do, or even let's do the positions first. So if I want in the center, I just do center, and then I can just do toggle, and I get my model in the center, the same on iOS. And if I do bottom, which I'm not sure if we really want that, but okay, if you toggle it, then you will see that it appears in the bottom. So same on iOS. Okay, cool. So now let's put it in the center, which is probably what we want to use more. And in the slide, you can also do fade, for example. And now you see that if I close, it fades away. And if I open it, it just gets, it fades in. And the same in iOS. So fades in, fades out. Cool, right? So now you have your component. You can style it according your wishes, and you can also pass a prop to define what kind of model you want to create. Depending on that prop, you could create a model which has one text and one button, or you could also create one with one text and a title, for example, and two buttons, a confirmation model with cancel and confirm, or something like that. So be creative and reuse the component. Feel free to share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. Till next time, keep in the loop.